Hello everyone, welcome to Insight into Data. I'm so excited to welcome you back to the channel. I've got something amazing content lined up for you in the coming weeks. We'll be diving deep into Azure Databricks, Data Factory, Synapse Analytics, and Microsoft Fabric, and many more cloud technologies. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. Coming to our current topic, Databricks is a data plus AI company which provides unified analytics and machine learning modeling ability using public and private cloud vendors. We all know Unity Catalog is recently introduced in Databricks for providing better governance to Databricks workspaces and its data at a catalog level. Today, we are discussing about new feature in Unity Catalog, that is table column access control level. For your information, row and column level access controls. Data is secured at a granular level. Row level access control allows to hide a subset of data based on the groups you're part of it. Wherein column level access control it helps you mask or anonymize the data in certain columns. And both are supported currently on shared clusters only. To implement it, Databricks has set up a shared cluster and they're using a DB demos as its catalog, and the schema name is called UCACL. And we have a customer table created where it has the ID, creation date, first name, last name, country, email address, and gender, age group, channel, last activity, and churn as its columns. Moving ahead, we could see that there are important functions which we should be using to implement row level access control, which are current user, is account group member. Current user lets you know which who is the current user, and is account group member takes a parameter and it lets us know that whether that particular user is part of the group or not. So group member, if he is a group member, the output will be true, otherwise it's going to be false. To define the access role, we are going to create a SQL function. The SQL function name is called region filter, which is actually what it is doing, that it is checking whether BU admin is a group member or not. If it is so, it is going to return all the rows. Otherwise, it's going to send the information from US and Canada as region parameters. And we are providing access to account users for region filter so that everybody could access it, which we shouldn't be doing it in production. Now we have an access rule, but we should be applying it on a table. So now we are doing that here, that using alter table customers and set row filter the name of the filter on which column we wanted to perform. On country we wanted to do it, so we are doing it now. As soon as we have executed the alter table statement, now we could see the effect on the customers table, that it should filter the information based on the country. Let's see what it has. Now it has only the USA country information because we have applied a filter on that. Now if we go to the other part, you can see that how to do advanced filter on top of this. So now we have created a new function, region filter dynamic, which is taking a country as a parameter, and it has multiple options checking. First one is whether it is a BU admin, then it will show all the access rows, all the regions, and if it is a region, a particular to a country, then it has to showcase the rows related to that as that only. So now we have created the function. Now we are making it as a account users as its owner so that it can be accessible. And now to manage the permissions, now we are making it the we are providing the required access like execute on this function to the users so that everybody will be able to run this function. Now, coming to column level access control. Column level access control is something a fine grained access level, as we have mentioned earlier. Here, mostly we will be using a masking of a particular column because we don't want a specific value to be available or viewed by the person who are not intended to. So now we can see the function simple mask, which is taking a column value as a string and checking whether this person is part of the BU admin group. And if it is so, it is just replacing the actual value with the star so that they will not be able to view the actual value. Now we're making this available to the account users, and moving to the next cell, we are applying the rule. Right now, till now, we have just created the function and just made it available to the users. Now we are applying it on this patient SSN. So patient SSN is a new table. So earlier we have seen that we have already created a table, and the function we have created, then we have applied on top of it. Creating it a table itself, we can use this information and mask the information. So if you can see, the table patient SSN is having a name and SSN value, the secret value, which we wanted to mask it. So you're mentioning it as mask column with a simple mask as the function name we have created earlier, so that the Databricks knows that this column needs to be masked. Regularly, we are giving the access to the account user so that they will be able to access this patient SSN. And now we're entering the information into the patient SSN with the name and the value. Now you would see that the effect is immediate. That you select the column from values from the patient SSN and you see nothing because you don't have access to this. So if I go ahead, we can combine this row level and column level access controls. How we can do that? So we've already had some row level filters on customers. Now we are making a address column to mask using the simple mask function. So how it will look like, just see by selecting the customers. You can see it's already showing the USA country information. Now if I scroll to the right and see, the address is also masked. Now everything is shown as star. So that is how the masking works. The row column filter we have applied first of all, and after that we have added a column level masking as well. Moving to the next session, so now we wanted it to be passed from the function itself. So the function is taking the mask function, and whichever the parameter we are showing here, it could be a column name, and that column name will be taking the value, and the value will be masked using star and star. So if you could see that information, how the data is looking now, once you select the information from customers table, you could see that USA data is already coming, but now the address got changed to a different format. After moving from here to the next part, we can actually create some mapping data, like if some of the identity groups are related to some of the countries, then we will be able to map the information accordingly, show only the related information to that group members. Say we have a country table here which is map country group, which is having identity group and countries as its columns. So identity group is the name of the group, which is for say FR analyst are having the countries which are part of the country, like FR Belgium, Canada, Switzerland. FR names for France, and so whoever residing within FR, France, Belgium, Canada, Switzerland, they are falling in the group FR analyst. Similarly, Spain, Mexico, Argentina falls under SP analysts, and similarly, USA and Canada falls under US analysts. So now we have a table of information. Let's see what it has. That identity group FR analyst, and the countries are FR, Belgium, Canada, Switzerland. Similarly, we have other rows as well. Now let's see how this can be implemented. If you see here, the direct query is within the query itself, we are using this group member function. So if you see is group member identity group is FR analyst, and array contains countries FR, so that this information is pulled out. Only the FR analysts are pulled out here because we have passed the countries as FR parameter. So this information we are having here, and we wanted to see how we can build a function out around it. Now we have a region filter, and which is also taking region parameter as the column, and it is checking whether the account group member is BU admin or not. This doesn't changed, and we added one more thing, that exist condition here, and checking whether the row exists here or not. So what does this query means? That it picks up the map country group data and conditions on the group member of identity group. Identity group is decided based on the value which we are passing. So if it is a region parameter, if it is a region parameter FR, then the FR analyst information will be picked up and that will be showcased. If it is a different group, that data will be showcased. This is how we can add row level filters here. Now, if you see the select start from customers, the data which we are viewing here, everything is from France country. Yeah. So now the filter which we have applied is on FR and FR analyst. So whoever is part of the FR and different countries will be showcased here. Till now, we have been adding filters on top of this customer table and different tables, patient assistant tables. But how can we drop the column filters? So using the same alter table, you can mention the alter column address and drop the mask so that it will be dropped. Now, after dropping the mask on the customers table, the address should be shown the way it used to look like. So if you can scroll right, you can see the address now because the mask was dropped, and there should not be any change on the patient assistant. So that's how it should be because it is not, and it doesn't impact the other table. That's what we could see here. And now we are going to remove the row filter as well and see whether we are able to view all the countries or not. So that's how it was working, and that's great. Thank you for watching this video and encouraging me to do more such videos. Take care.